Hello everyone, I'm George from Ireland, and here I am at Syon House in London. It's spelled S-Y-O-N, but pronounced Zion. Anyway, the current house, you can see, was designed in 1760 by Robert Adam, a celebrated North British architect. And originally there was a convent on this site for the Brigittine Order of Nuns, founded in 1415 by Henry V, the year that he also won the Battle of Agincourt. There was a Sheen Abbey not so far away with their monks, and legend has it there was some sort of tunnel which connected the two, so the monks could come here for assignations, but that's probably not true. Obviously it would have been completely against their vows of chastity. Then in 1539, it was the dissolution of the monasteries led to this religious house being closed down and the nuns all sent away. So it was seized by the crown, by Henry VIII, and used it for various purposes. So his Queen Catherine Howard was held here when she was accused of adultery. She was found guilty of adultery and high treason. Then their marriage was annulled. But wait a second, if the marriage was annulled, then it can't have been adultery, but let's not let logic get in the way of anything. And from here, she was taken to the Tower of London, where her head was smitten from her body as it pleased His Majesty. That was his fifth wife. Anyway, so what's the next thing? Then Henry VIII, when he died, his body was brought here and spent one night here en route to Windsor Castle, which is perhaps 10 miles further west, and supposedly blood dripped out of it, and it was licked up by dogs. Now that legend may well not be true, and it supposedly fulfills some prophecy about what was going to happen. I'm not sure why his corpse would be bleeding. It might have been other liquids, if any liquids were coming out whatsoever. Right, so it passed through various hands, and then it came to be owned by the Duke and Duchess of Norfolk in the mid 16th century. That title went to the Percy family, who'd been prominent in northeast England for a very long time. Northumberland is the very northeast corner of England. It's further north of Newcastle, up to the border with Scotland. Anyway, these noble surnames like Percy became quite popular Christian names for boys thereafter. And it's got landscape gardens and so on. What else was I going to say? Who else stayed here? Yeah, Mary of William and Mary had a falling out with her sister, the future Queen Anne. Queen Anne spent some time here. She gave birth to an infant who died here. Just think of any other notable events that have taken place. So the Duke of Northumberland had Northumberland House as his town house. It was really in the middle of London, but it no longer stands, and this is their London residence. So it's well outside London. So it's close to the village of Isleworth, but that was considered the county of Middlesex till 1889, when Middlesex was just amalgamated into Greater London. There's West Middlesex Hospital near here. There's the University of Middlesex, but Middlesex doesn't really exist anymore. It's just considered London. And the Thames, we're on the north bank of the Thames, is just beyond the house. You'd see it. And so there's a splendid vista there. Oh look, they're flying a flag for the NHS, coronavirus on and all that. So usually it's open to the public. Since 1951 it's opened its doors to the public, and every room is available now since 1995. So thank you, Your Grace. And you can see it's set in these absolute Elysian grounds, some of it landscaped and some of it left rather wild and unconquered. So it really is splendid, and we're seeing it on a day with absolutely idyllic weather. You see these little two gate lodges, and there's a park of 80 acres close to here. Now look down. This is called a ha-ha. So Capability Brown in the 18th century invented these, because supposing you've got deer here in the park, you don't want them getting up, nibbling the lawn, and indeed leaving their scat there. So this is they can't jump from, this is the high point. If they jump, that's too far to jump over that, and if they get down again, they can't jump straight up. Yeah. So that's what a ha-ha is, because from the house you wouldn't be able to see it. It's very carefully angled. It blends seamlessly. It looks like there's no gap. Okay. So it tricks people into thinking that there's no obstacle to stop the deer coming here. Why don't you have a fence? Would that really spoil the view? Well, I suppose that's the idea, that it would spoil the view, which is why you have to have a ha-ha. You see them in Richmond Old Deer Park and so on. All right, that's enough from me. So please follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. Well, subscribe here. Check out my English law channel. Check out my British poesy channel. Sorry about the coronavirus hair. I've not been able to have a haircut for 4.5 months. Toodaloo.